The year is 1862. The Civil War is threatening to tear the Union apart. The Army of Northern Virginia, led by General Robert E. Lee, have been forced to retreat to Sharpsburg, Maryland after consecutive victories in Union territory. However, General George McClellan's Army of the Potomac have accidentally found Robert E. Lee's battle plans. They begin to march towards what will later be known as the bloodiest day in American history. McClellan and Lee assumed their tactical positions, and on the morning of September 17th, McClellan decided to attack. Union General Joseph Hooker leads his men south through the cornfields north of Sharpsburg towards Dunker Church in order to engage the Confederate Army led by Stonewall Jackson. Hooker and his men create an offensive position, and two of Doubleday's divisions make good progress in the West Woods. However, John Hood's two divisions fight through the cornfields and push Hooker's men back to where they began. Hooker calls for reinforcements and gets them from Joseph Mansfield's 12th Corps. Mansfield is wounded early into the battle, yet one of his divisions is able to breach the Dunker Church. In addition, Hooker is shot in the foot and has to leave the battle. Luckily, Edwin Sumner arrives with his 2nd Corps, half the size of the Army of Northern Virginia. However, he only attacks the West Woods with one division, and Sedgwick's men are destroyed by his powerful Confederate counterattack. The losses here were tremendous. However, by mid-morning, the fighting shifted further south. Confederate troops had taken control of an old wagon shortcut sunken into the ground because of overuse. William French's divisions, desperate for combat, advance on the sunken road. French's losses are catastrophic as his division suffers 1,700 casualties in a matter of minutes. Alabama officer misinterprets a command and orders his men to retreat. However, the Union advance is slowed from organized counterattacks by D.H. Hill. By 1:30 p.m., 5,600 men are either dead or wounded. This area will now be known as Bloody Lane. Ambrose Burnside's 9th Corps stood east of the Antietam Creek. In order to penetrate Lee's right flank, they must cross it. In their way was a 12-foot wide bridge and 400 Confederate soldiers from Georgia. Burnside sends Isaac Rodman's division 3/4 of a mile downstream. Burnside sends his 1st Brigade to try and cross the bridge, but they are forced to retreat soon after. Burnside then sends his 2nd Brigade, but they are forced to retreat before even reaching the bridge. Finally, a 3rd Brigade breaches the bridge, and the Confederate Army led by Toombs must retreat. Meanwhile, Isaac Rodman's division downstream crosses the creek as well. The bridge across Antietam's Creek is known as Burnside's Bridge. It took Burnside almost 2 hours to get his 10,000 men across the bridge. They now prepare to attack Lee's right flank. Isaac Rodman's division attacks Robert Toombs' 400-man brigade, where D.R. Jones is Lee's last line of defense. Right on cue, A.P. Hill's division arrives from a 17-mile march from Harper's Ferry. They immediately engage the Union. His division saves the Army of Northern Virginia. The Battle of Antietam is the single bloodiest day in American history. There were over 22,000 casualties in just under 12 hours of fighting. The battle is considered a draw. However, Abraham Lincoln found enough positives to issue the Emancipation Proclamation soon after, which changed the course of the American Civil War.